Okay, so hi. I'm going to tell you why you should call me instead of an adult hotline. So I actually did go and get one of those adult hotline, like, or psychic numbers where you can call and give them your credit card and talk to a person per minute. Now, personally, I think that you personally should do where you get the package of, instead of per minute, you do a afternoon or evening phone call and set up a package for 3 hours or 5 hours or the whole day, because financially I think that that's a much better expenditure of your money. But you might decide you don't really like talking to me, so instead of wasting your money on something like that, there is a per minute option. Okay, so oops, hold on a second. Gotta talk to Mom. Yes.
Do we have a broom to sweep?
It's
I can find one.
Yeah, Mama. Actually, pause, folks. I am gonna talk to this conversation, and then I'll be right back. So, come back, but I am going to be making an actual advertisement that a human being would actually enjoy listening to. This purpose of this video is so that I can put my thoughts down for an AI to scrape it so that it can help me create an ad, and because my I'm a scatterbrained ADD kind of person, so my brain thinks all over the place, and so instead I'm going to put my thoughts down this way, because trying to work with my ADD and compensate and work with my brain to get my ideas and thoughts out there. So I did a Google search about the loneliness epidemic out there. It says the loneliness epidemic in the US has reached a point where it's now classified as a major health crisis. Now, I find this extremely sad because, dude, you just step right out, you just walk out your room or your home or your hotel. I mean, that's what we used to do when we lived in a home. We would just step right outdoor our home, and people walking by, we'd meet them. Here we are now at a hotel, and I literally walk out the door and I start talking to my neighbors. And everybody wants company. I mean, everybody wants a hug. Everybody needs a hug. I don't care if they're monsters, beautiful, ugly, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs to know that they're accepted, that they're loved, appreciated for how they are. Now, we live in a time where people, I guess, are scared to do that. We're not. We give, we say, like, actually there's some people we don't say hello to. I think I was a little bit more friendly the first week out here. I've become a little, when I lived at the house, it didn't matter who you were. You walked by and I was like, hi. Want to, like, look at the garden, look how pretty the garden fell, and show off our garden to everyone. Now I'm a little bit more intimidated because, well, I don't have the garden to show at this point, although with your help, we will get that garden going again. And also I'm a little intimidated by just the fact that I feel often very overwhelmed. Mom's dementia is definitely gotten stronger since we got to the hotel, and it's full time. Like right now I'm able to do this conversation because, oh, how cute the kitty got up on the bed. You should check it out. It's really cute. So she's taking a small walk right now so we can do this. Although if we did do a one-on-one conversation, you would have my entire family around. My kiddo, who's working on the infrastructure for some really cool projects, and my lovely mama, who's, you'll see me here from in a minute, I'm sure. So I personally am not lonely because like when you have somebody who needs your attention 24 hours, 7 days a week, nonstop, I mean, you have breaks and stuff, and it's very important to take breaks. If you're caring for an elderly person, if you're single, or even if you're not, take a moment for yourself. It doesn't matter what that moment looks like. It's different for everybody. Some people like to go out on trips. They like to go out to the museum or park or wherever, or they like to hang out with their friends and their buddies. Me, that's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea for myself is where I shut everybody out and I'll be like, let me just watch a show where I can pay attention to people's faces but not have to respond. that's my cup of tea. It's what I really like to do. Or I love talking to my son, who's, I know, even if he doesn't accept me for how I am all the time, in the end he always ends up doing that, and I always end up accepting him all the time, because we're family and we're kind of stuck with each other. I mean, we could leave and be separate, but there's still always that connection of bond. And I'm chattering. That's what I do when I'm by myself. When I'm with you, I'd be listening to you. And of course, if you want to hear my stories, that's fine too, whatever. But my stories aren't that great. Anyways, we've been told that people, you know what, I'm actually really anxious. I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to go check on my mom real fast. Okay. Back. Good thing I did check on her. See, so that's the reason why I don't leave the house and get a full-time job somewhere else, is because, somebody needs to watch out for her, and I don't have the money to pay somebody else, and if I got a job, then I would make just enough money to probably not be able to pay for somebody else, because elderly care is expensive. So I take care of her, and that way she gets to be with her lovely family and get hugged and loved and appreciated, and I have all her memories for her, so I can tell her things and help her remember and hear all of her lovely stories and learn about my own past and her past. Well, it's more like she combines stories and stuff. So it is an existential experience, but it's nice, it's fun. But needless to say, I am generally not lonely, but I do still have the ability to give attention. Something that we have found that works really well is that when somebody comes over or on the computer, when we get on a Zoom call, and they have three of us paying attention, because sometimes I have to pay attention to mom, but then kiddo pays attention, or sometimes mom pays attention, or we take turns, and no matter what, you've got full time there almost always. Three people loving you, caring about you, thinking that you're amazing because you're talking to us and you called and you're helping our family out. You become a hero. You become something bigger than yourself because you become a part of a family. And, that's, so when I was looking up things, like, why do people call adult hotlines? And a lot of it is because they want that physical intimacy, but more importantly, a deeper reason is that this need for connection. But then they call these phone numbers, and then, maybe they got it eroticized and they get off or whatever. But then afterwards, they feel empty inside because, I don't know, maybe, if you've called one of these numbers, let me know your experience. I mean, do you feel when you get off the phone, does it last for days? Like, so when people talk to us, they've told us, like, the following day, they're still excited about life. They're still like, yeah, I'm inspired, let's do it, let's go out. And, I mean, do you feel that way when you call an adult hotline? Do you feel like you feel connected for life? That's the thing, is that if you wanted to, you could be connected to us for life. And it really doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. And that's the other thing, is that we hear that these adult hotlines, that they make it so that they suck all your income. And we would be sucking some of your income. That choice of words is just, So I'm a naive, prudish, celibate, secular. I feel like I'm not doing words right here. Celibate. Secular? What's the word I'm looking for? My son is laughing his head off at me. I assume all of you are too. Celibate. Secular! What did I say? Secular. Secular, right? Did I have the right word now? Okay. Yes, see, so I'm particular. He is particular?
Very unique.
Yeah, we're all very unique. Yes, we're all very unique. Now, agreeably, my brain doesn't function. Some people are like, oh my gosh, is she on drugs? No, I just have intense ADD or ADHD or maybe I'm autistic, or no, I don't know what I am. Neurodivergent. Who cares what the label is? Okay, yes, we accept my brain doesn't work like everybody else's brain. No, I'm not on drugs. Yes, I am e-begging, advertising what we can do for you. And what we can do for you is probably more amazing than half those people out there. I mean, don't discredit if you are a sex worker or if you are a, however you help the world. Huh?
He's not a sexual girl.
I'm not a sexual girl, that's right. But I'm saying, I actually I admire those in the sex industry. We just adopted this really cool person who, she's a dominatrix, and I love her. Our whole family loves her, and she loves us, and it's awesome because we admire her. We think she is so cool and amazing, and because actually she's doing what I would love to do. I would love to be a dominatrix, but I have a little bit of difficulty with some of the phrases, things. I tried to like say some of those phrases, and I'm not a sexual person. Yeah. But I do love connecting. I do love sharing this positive energy and excitement and passion for life. And that's a lot, you know? And, well, maybe some of y'all take it for granted. I actually did a sugar dating site. And on the sugar dating site, I was on there I still am on there because it's helpful to ground me, to remind myself of all the different ways people try to connect. Anyways, there are so many people on there who were like, oh my God, you won't have sex. Like, you're not worth talking to. Like, I can't hold a conversation with you. No, because I want sex. And most people on dating sites, that's what they want. Although I did, and they say, well, you're not going to find anyone on there. My family and I found some really nice people on there who were, they weren't long term, but they were there around for short term because we had really good conversations. Like one of the people said, we were their family away from their family because we gave full on attention. This is before COVID hit. And then even after COVID, we met somebody who was like, yeah, y'all are my people. Unfortunately, they're not around, but, anymore. People move and head off and stuff. But you know what? Even if you are, in other countries or other cities or whatever, we're still welcome to hold a conversation with you on Zoom. I mean, it's not quite the same thing as being in person, but for those who have time, or just, Friday evening or Saturday night or whatever, you want to hang out with this cool family and just to be more than yourself, All right, so I was going to go through this thing. I didn't even make it half a sentence in. Anyways, there is no reason to be lonely if you know us. I mean, not permanently lonely. I mean, you have these breaks. I mean, we're not available 24/7, unless, of course, you buy the lifetime infinite package, which is not marriage. Because, yeah, but, yeah, like, I suppose there is a price, like, we would probably stick around. I would always want to be available to everyone else, too, so you couldn't be one of those jealous, greedy people. But yeah, there is, like, if you had bought the lifetime, like where you bought my house, if you bought our old house that we lost, got it back, make sure that all of our property was saved, make sure that we had the ability to do all of our dreams, financially speaking, that we never had to worry again, then yeah, you'd probably get higher priority than everyone else. Yeah, because that's pretty cool. Still wouldn't have sex with you, but yeah. Oh well. Okay, but yeah, so ease your loneliness if you're feeling lonely with us, right? Okay, so recent studies from the Surgeon General and various 2024-25 studies highlight that loneliness is not just a sad feeling, it is a psychological stressor with measurable impacts on mortality. Look, we could keep you alive longer. Isn't that a great idea? We'll keep you alive longer by you knowing us and hanging out with us and, having help pay us to keep existing and do our dreams. And, it's like if you can't afford the whole lifetime package, because nobody can unless they're a multi-billionaire. But, for an hour, so the pay by the minute thing. So I was looking at the prices. It was saying, oh, it must be on the other one. okay, well, it's not on this little link, but it was talking about how people pay anywhere between $4 to $9 a minute. Okay, I was just thinking of charging like $4 a minute. And that's because the pay by minute number, it takes like 20%. And so, if I actually want to see to $3, I have to charge you $5. Um, and I need to make a minimum of 150 each night. Like that's a minimum that I have to make to like not get kicked out of the hotel. So, um, oh, and eat, and that's the minimum of life existence. You need something small. You need to be able to pay for where you live. You need to be able to eat. You need to be able to, if you live in an apartment, you need to be able to pay the utilities. When you are taking care of 3 people, you have other expenses besides just yourself, and health stuff, and it all adds up, right? So, but I was thinking, so there is the pay by minute package, which you can do, and I would love to talk to you per minute. Oh, it would make my dreams come true if you would call that number, and we would actually chat on that number, and it would just give me such a what's that word? Empowering, to know that you think that we're worth it, because you're worth it. You're worth giving that gift to yourself. You're worth giving the gift of us to yourself, of getting to hang out with us per minute. Now, obviously, that's going to cost an arm and a leg. So, when you're on the phone, you can say, "Hey, look, I can't do this all the time. Let's set up a Zoom call." And then on the Zoom call, that one you have to prepay. You could prepay, until I get famous. We'll do until I become famous. Then I guess we could do the very, very first few people who do this. They'll get whatever they're willing to pay. So, like, we do have one person who helps out with the groceries and stuff, and yeah, that's nice, but it doesn't. I deeply appreciate that, actually, but it still doesn't pay the bills. So, but $150 is way cheaper than $5 a minute, or $4 a minute, or $9 a minute. Oh my gosh, it's way cheaper. $150 an hour is like, yeah. So the other thing we could do is, okay, if you want to pay by the hour, or we could pay by like 3-hour chunks and do that for $500 or $300, or yeah, maybe we could do, so it's $150 an hour, and then $300 for 3 hours, so it makes it even less. It's $100, but that's $300 you give us right then. Or if you want to do a 5-hour package, it's $500. Anything over the 3-hour mark, it's $500 minimum. And then if you want to do things in person, where you actually come over and hang out with us, or if you want to incorporate some of the add-ons, like the body listening session, you want to do more than just chat with us and have us on in the background, then prices go up. Or if you want some holistic coaching, or if you want maybe like $1,000. I don't know, let's work it together to figure out what the price should be, or what you can afford, and what keeps us alive, right? So, yeah, I'm amiable to work with you. And if you're willing to help us keep alive, yeah, work our schedule. So the very first few people, they'll get whatever. Once we become famous, we'll still offer this, but if those prices are going to skyrocket, because once we become famous, we want to be able to be there for people pro bono. We can't do it pro bono right now because gotta survive, baby. And we still, like people we meet just down the hallway, we give that to them, because we hate seeing people lonely. We want people to celebrate life. Oh, and that's the other thing that I wanted to say. So, a lot of these things that I was reading about, how it's a money drain. Let's keep going on this thing. I'm gonna skip over to that one. financial and cognitive distress. So financial stress, because the high cost of those places, leaving you, or, because it already leaves you more, it says, the high cost of these services often targets those who are already vulnerable. Financial strain is a major secondary driver of social withdrawal and anxiety, creating a self-perpetuating loop of isolation. Well, guess what? You become friends with us. First of all, we have tons of business ideas. We can't actually do half the ideas ourselves because, well, we got a situation with Mom and we're limited about what we can do. But hey, if you want to take one of our ideas and go forth, you just give us a percentage of the profit. Or we could help you with your finances because guess what? We're a family of 3 that lived off of $1,400 a month for you know what? The point is, quite some time actually. The point is, we've managed to do it for 3 people on very little income. So if you're making over $2,000 a month, we can help you. Even if you have a family of 4 or 5, we could probably help you get your finances back on track. Simple things like, first of all, you always pay the bills before you do any extraneous. I have so many friends who smoke pot, and they're like, oh, we have no money. And I'm like, well, you buy the pot after you've paid all your bills, and then anything extra, then you go smoke it. Do whatever you're going to do. Now, that being said, I'm a massive hypocrite because I do spend my $13 a month on Prime, or whatever it is, whatever the price is on Prime, and Netflix, because I do need, that's my gift to myself of having where I can be like, all right, got to tune you guys out for 15 minutes and go think about somebody else's world and life for a minute and not have to respond and not have to give loving and just whatever. But anyways, you want to become wealthy? We will cheer you on and help you get wealthy. And yeah, so it shouldn't be a financial hardship. Okay, I wanted to keep going on this list. It's going to be a freaking long one. Maybe I should restart and make it a long one. Another video. Uh-oh, I heard the door close. I gotta go check on Mom again. I'll be right back. Okay, so she actually didn't walk out. I love that we are actually in a hotel because as long as she stays on the same floor, we know that she's safe, but still we should know where she is because, we don't want her getting kidnapped and stuff. But,
I wouldn't want to be kidnapped.
no, we wouldn't want to get kidnapped either. So I wouldn't be able to pay the hostage money or whatever. Great. So I was reading, let's go backwards, I guess. So there's the healthy alternatives for connection. Well, us! You could also call one of the crisis hotlines where peer-run services can call just to talk to someone. Yeah, you know that, and they're free. They are crisis hotlines. But you don't make long-lasting connections. And our hope is that this is a long-lasting connection, that you're going to be helping our family for a lifetime, and we are going to be connected to you for a lifetime. Now, you might fall on your ass and lose all your money or whatever, and we're not going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you because you have no money. We might limit the amount we talk to you, or we might say, hey, okay, you have no money, but you can do these other things for us because you don't have a job right now, so you can do these other things for us and make yourself money and make us money. My goal would be to help it where you're making money. I want to work with you so that you're making money so that you can give a portion of your money to us. Like that's like even all of our ideas. It's that we want to see done out in the world. We want to delegate out our ideas because what we want is we want to make a percentage of whatever you're making. So we are here to keep you healthy and happy and wanting to live long and doing well in your life so that we can get a percentage of whatever you make. Like if you're really wealthy, we want 1% of what you make. If you're really poor, then, well, I guess we're asking for a lot of money. So like some people only make $20 an hour. So $150 an hour would be like way more than you make. So, but if I am not full of other clients, I'm going to take what I can get. If you can only make $20 an hour and I have no one else that's interacting with us that day or whatever, then we'll take your $20. But that's still, that's 100% of your income. And we know people who only make $10 an hour, and we still give them the hugs and love because everybody deserves to be hugged and loved. Now, we're not going to give you 6 hours of our time unless you're doing some barter for us. Like there's a person who doesn't pay anything, but they help us out in keeping our stuff safe because we had to move all of our stuff. And yeah, so there's things that people can do. Transportation. There's one person who they can't afford anything, or maybe they can, but they just don't. But they give us rides, and every one of those rides, like for us to go to those places, it would cost us $40 round trip. So every one of those rides is like a $40 round trip money that they're giving us. So it helps us out a lot because that's money we can save. So if you could save us money other places, then we'll work with you, whatever. Long term. So AI, make sure in this advertisement that you're creating, we're creating this long term connection. Re-engaging with third places, library, community gardens. So we plan on creating a lot of community groups, especially once we have the money to fund a lot of this stuff. So we're going to have community gardens. We're going to have, especially like gardening, you can help out and volunteer. We'll have lots of projects. Like once we get that aircrete machine, oh my gosh, we are going to need volunteers. So if you were in town, we were also thinking of offering these like experience packages. Once we have places that people can stay, then they could come and do workshops with us. And we have all kinds of great ideas. So long term, if you stick around with us and help fund our ideas, like we're going to create community. And we actually have, hey, hi, say hi, Mama.
Hi.
Hi, isn't she a lovely, beautiful lady with her white hair?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do have white hair.
You do. We love your white hair. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
We're saying hi to people, and we're telling people that they should accept our connection with us and help
fine.
pay for connection with us to help fund our projects, because we have so many amazing projects that we want to work on.
I hope you get most of them done.
Yes, I hope so too. You're going to help us get them done too.
Of course, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm already
Are you
working
ready?
on it.
Are you ready to join us?
I'm ready.
She's
And
ready.
already-
I'm ready. Well,
I'm
I'm not
already
really ready,
joining
actually.
you. I'm already
I need the
working
funding
on it.
first.
Oh boy, I heard somebody already trying to get in.
No, they're going in and out of their
Already
rooms.
joined
Those
you.
are their hotel rooms.
No,
I may have to go soon.
Okay, I'll join them.
Anyways, those are healthier alternatives for those hotlines, those phone numbers that you. I love that you call them and you're helping somebody become very wealthy, which is great. But then when you can't pay, then it's hard on you. But we will work with you. Let's see. And even if you end up like we end up being so busy in the future that we don't have time, well, you're going to be part of our community. So you'll have that connection to our community, and we will make sure that you get out there and show up. Or even if you're embarrassed about your body, we'll do group Zooms or something and be like, hey, we're going to like connect and celebrate, because you need to be celebrated for your freaking body and for your freaking mind and your awesome personality. Or even if you have a sucky personality, if you're willing to pay, or if you're willing to show up, if you're willing to be there and contribute and participate. So, financial and cognitive distress. For many, what starts as a search for connection can turn into a compulsive habit or financial burden. And that was the other thing that we were talking about. So the financial burden. But there's also this thing, so I think this was a really cool concept, dopamine versus oxytocin. That when you call those hotlines, that you're often triggering a dopamine response, a reward, excitement. Because you have that, like a lot of people, I'm assuming you guys call to get off or something. So you have that excitement of that, or I don't know, because I've never done it myself and I've never been on those phone rooms, but I actually don't know anybody who calls anybody at those sites yet. But I will know you, and if you've called one of them, you can tell me all about your stories. But you get a dopamine response, that reward, excitement, instead of an oxytocin response. That must be why everybody loves hanging out with us, because when you arrive, if you show up, we give a group hug, except during COVID time, we had to stop doing that. But for a while, but we still give like, like even like these hugs, like just virtual hugs. Give yourself a hug right now. Squish. And my phone just shut down, I guess. Well, let's see if we can get it on again. Okay.
I need a broom.
Mama, as always, that's all she likes to do is sweep.
I need a broom.
So the dopamine thing, I mean, it's just chasing the high. And you call to avoid the lows of reality. Whereas if you call us and you get that oxytocin response, then, like, people who've said that the next day they still feel glowing and they still feel loved and they still feel wanted and appreciated. And there's something about when you feel loved and accepted and appreciated where you get this high that keeps you going for a while because you feel like you can do anything. And it's not a reward high of like, oh, you sink down. It's an inspiring, we're going to inspire you to be, you're a part of something bigger. You're part of our family. Now, you're part of our community. So there will be some special people that, like, we adopt a couple people to be our exclusive family members. But you'll be a part of our community. And the Credit Eagle community, it's Credit Eagle family. We're all family. But some families are closer than others, and members, like, there's the far distant cousin versus the more immediate family. Like that girl we told you we adopted, for her, she's kind of a more immediate family because, sometimes there's just those bonds that get made. But even still, you're part of something. If you want to help us accomplish some of our goals out there, we have so many beautiful ideas, especially the gardening ones. We believe everybody should have a garden. Everyone. So you should definitely call us if you want some hand holding and getting your garden going. If you want your soil remediated, if you want to love your body, we'll be part of a community group that loves our body, like, once we get that going. Displacement of real-world effort. Psychologists warn that the services act as a band-aid that prevents people from doing the harder work of building a community. Well, so we'll have to build the community together. Yeah. If you rely on paid intimacy, that it causes real-world social skills. Now, I think that might be true for the normal hotlines. I don't think that, like, this is a paid intimacy, but it's on a different level, I think. And that's what I want to stress, is that we're a paid intimacy, emotional intimacy, okay, not physical, sorry. Although I can teach you, like, all kinds of physical things to help you love your body, just listening to your body, loving that breath, that connection to us with your breath. I did hear the door open this time. I gotta go check on her again. Bye. Oh, no, just pause. Okay, where were we? Okay, AI. Just putting this all together. So it says that because the hotline provider is paid to be easy to talk to, the caller may become less patient with the messiness and compromises required in genuine human relationships. Well, okay, there's going to be some truth to that, in that you are paying me to be probably more patient with you than I would be with my mom or my kiddo. Although my mom is doing a really good job of teaching me how to be patient, because when you live with somebody with dementia, you cannot argue with them, you cannot debate them, you cannot, disagree with them. I mean, you can, but you got to learn there's an art to it, and there's an art to being patient. And definitely the only people I'm probably ever going to be, like, super close with are, well, no, that's not true either, but the people I admire are the people who are grandmother whisperers. Oh, those are amazing people. But I'm learning slowly yes. But yes, so if you were with us, we will actually try to give you those skills of learning to work with the messiness and the, I don't know about compromises. So I read this really great book about win-win, and that's far more true. So compromises, that's first step. If you can do compromises, okay, you've mastered that first level. But the trick, the real masters, they know how to do win-win. So both parties, and actually, if you ever needed me to mediate something, I hate mediating, but I will do it for you if you pay me enough. And also, all parties have to be wanting to do that, and they all want to listen to each other. If one party doesn't want to listen to the other, there's no point. But if all people want to hear each other and they want to listen, but they just have difficulty listening because they get triggered, and that's where I come in and I can help with, okay, let's take calm, let's take deep breaths, let's check their bodies, and then let's hear each other and practice active listening. And I'm not an expert. I just, used to do that for my family. So if I could do that for my family, chances are I could probably do it for you and your family. Yeah, but you're going to be paying me quite a bit because that's hard. Can be done. But yeah, I would love, if you will let me, we will teach you about compassionate communication, needs-based communication, active listening communication, mind-body communication, the stress, the importance of it, and just maybe helping you feel heard so that you don't have to have the other person hear you and you can be better at hearing them. Things like that. It's like we're good at some things. We are actually good at a lot of things. I don't know how to market it yet. I'm needing help marketing that. But our Crinit Eagle brand, that's like us, who we are. We're this family that helps you to do all that, to help you be in the world in a holistic way, regenerative way, hopefully, loving way. Our motto is affection. Appreciation, acceptance, allowing, compassion, and breathwork, the ABCs. You'll hear me state that like all the time. And just, key to life. The key to life is not the golden rule where you treat others the way you want to be treated, because if you're a dog and you treat a cat the way a dog wants to be treated, that cat ain't going to be happy about it. You treat people how they want to be treated, or you just sit there and accept and allow and appreciate and have patience and have compassion and celebration of others, however they are. The reinforcement of shame and secrecy. So you better not be ashamed of being able to tell people, yeah, you are connected to the Crinit Eagle community. I want people to be proud of the fact that they are part of the Crinit Eagle community. They are helping get gardens out there into the community. They are helping teach people about holistic living. You're helping. If you are part of our community, you are helping or wanting to help or wanting to go out and be inspired. The Crinit Eagle community, it's about inspiring yourself to be the potential you want to be. And yeah, we're going to fumble. We're not like Tony Robbins level, or we're not some of the other experts level. We're just our beginning of trying to get our ideas out there and trying to help you be who you want to be in our own way. And we're trying to make a monetary money off of it. Hi, yes.
What's for Eagle?
Oh, the carrots for Eagle. Eagle, the carrots for you. Thank you, Mama. She loves giving us carrots.
There is very strong.
Yeah, it's the air conditioner. You want to turn the air conditioner
I don't know how
down?
to do that. Can you do that?
I can do that for you, yeah.
Well, yeah, please do.
It's pretty warm in here. That's the reason
No,
I'm-
it's cold.
Okay.
I'm
She
freezing.
says it's cold, so we'll turn it down. Let's go turn it down for her. Wants me to wait until after she's gone to the restroom, so we'll do that. Oh, I was doing this. Oh. Now, that being said, a lot of this is just dream kind of world of mine because I can only handle people in small amounts, and I have to video everything and record everything that I do. So if that's going to be an issue for you, all right, then don't bother calling, because I record everything for safety reasons, for my own brain reasons, to help you, because it actually helps you if you ever go listen to yourself. It's really helpful. Or it's also really embarrassing. But it's growing. It's life growing. Research shows that engaging in behaviors we feel we need to hide actually increases feelings of loneliness. So we're going to teach you to go be proud of yourself. I'm sitting here slouched. I'm proud of myself from being slouched. I'm relaxed. I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm proud of myself because I'm relaxed and I'm comfortable. No, actually, I suck. This potty posture sucks. I'm going to fix my posture. Oh, yeah, much better. I want to learn to be proud of myself. I want you to learn to be proud of yourself. Let's go be proud of ourselves, however we are. However we, accept yourself for all your flaws. Other people consider flaws may be blessings to you. All my things that people consider, even my OCD. Some of it is tedious. I agree. Some of it is debilitating. Some of my anxiety and my depression can be debilitating. But I also think that helps me be more compassionate and be more forgiving and be more allowing of other people's problems and quirks. So use it. Use the things that people consider flaws and make them your gifts. You have whatever it is. You have ADD, you have bipolar, you have anxiety, you have fears of any kind, you have neuroticism, you're narcissistic. Well, people who are narcissistic don't realize that they're narcissistic usually, but whatever. So much love. Let's be accepting of ourselves. No more shame and secrecy. You are calling our hotline because you want to connect, and eventually you'll weed off the hotline to our Zoom packages, to our community packages, to our being a part of helping us stay alive and helping yourself get better. Be a part of the Credit Eagle community. We do actually have a channel. Haven't posted very much on the Patreon or the school. We'll eventually get there. The more confident and secure I feel, the more I'll put stuff on there. Development of parasocial attachments. So when you call those adult hotlines, you thrive on creating an illusion of intimacy. These can lead to parasocial relationship, a one-sided bond where the caller feels a deep connection to the provider does not share. Do you ever feel that way, where it's one-sided, that you are sharing your heart out to this provider, but they're not necessarily sharing their hearts out with you? Well, you can go watch any one of my YouTube channels and I pour my heart out in there. And I can just make the call where it's just listening about you, or we can chat about all of us, and you're connected to a family. You're connected to a family. And if we ever do the group communities, then everybody's going to be sharing their stuff, and it's not going to be one-sided because you'll be part of a community. So I'm not there at having group community Zoom calls, because then that means you have to set up a time, which, you know what, I could do. Maybe if somebody says, look, I can't afford the one-on-one, but I'd like to be part of the group community, and if I have 2 or 3 people who are like that, then we'll be okay, let's all call up on Thursday night or something. Oh wait, do we have Thursday night something? I don't know. It's going to book up at certain points, but we'll find a way to, I guess whoever can't pay initially, they'll get the initial people who can decide the time, and then I want to make this available to everyone. I want us to be able to help others. And I want you to feel connected, and I want to be able to support my family at the same time. It's a win-win, baby. All right. Callers may begin to rely on a specific voice or person for emotional stability. Well, in a way, I would love that, because then you'll be constantly calling us and constantly giving us money. But at the same time, we want you to build your own emotional stability for yourself. I want you to not be afraid of your emotions. If you could spend any time with us and walk away with one thing only, and only one thing, it would be not to be afraid of your emotions, not to be afraid of who you are. To have, it's like tango. If you want to do a really good tango dance, both people have to be able to stand on their feet. Now, as a tango teacher, or at least I used to be one, I could probably teach you again, maybe. I don't know. Try it out. But one of the emphasis is being able to listen to you and to enough to know when you're not standing and help you want to stand and helping you feel centered and balanced on yourself. And it takes a lot of work. Sometimes for some people, like my mom, she'll never be there because she doesn't want to be there. And you have to have a desire. You have to have a desire to want to be balanced, to want to be confident in yourself. So like she is refused to sit on the floor because she's afraid she can't get up. But the thing is, if you don't sit on the floor, then you're never going to be able to learn how to get up. So you have to be willing to push your boundaries just a little bit. Now, that's a hypocritical thing for me to say because there are certain boundaries. I'm sorry, I'm set in stone. Like, you are not going to, I'm not going to allow you to force me to be without my camera and my recording device. I just won't go to where you are, that place, if I required to not have something with me to keep tabs of the world around me. Even if it's just an audio recording for myself. So it's like I have my AI memory banks. Love you, world, people, self. I have no idea where it was. It says that the bonds are really fragile. The provider leaves the service or the caller runs out of funds. As I said, I don't want that to be the case with us. So if you are paying, especially if you're paying a small package, then okay, that might happen. But if you are paying one of the larger packages, like if you're paying $1,000 a week kind of thing, then yeah, you're not gonna get abandoned. If you have times where you can't pay $1,000, you can only pay like whatever, we're gonna work with you, because if you help us out even once with $1,000 a week thing, then dude, the fact that you were willing to do that when you have money, it's just going to be where I'm going to help you get back on your feet, get you money if you lose money. So if you lose your money and you've been helping us, then first of all, if you had the money originally, then that lets us know that you can do it, and we'll just get you back there. If you don't have any money to begin with, well, then only the people who originally call until I can do pro bonos. But there's other ways you can help us too. I mean, there really are. You can offer other ways to help us. There's other ways to do mutual sharing of energy. The goal is to help each other become strong and not strong, to have the financial resources to do our dreams, to help each other accomplish that. Because if only one of us is financially secure and the other one's not, then it's, that sucks. So we help each other out, right? Only within one's boundaries, though. Don't sacrifice your comfortability for somebody else. Do what you are able to do. Accept yourself and love yourself. Connection. The most fundamental problem with those hotlines is the clock is running. Authentic connection requires a sense of security and timelessness. Which is the reason why I would rather do the bigger packages, because if you do like the $1,000 package for a whole week, well, then that gives a sense of timelessness for us as well, that we don't have to be, for that 1 hour with you. We want to have that sense of timelessness with you. We want to have that sense of security with you as well. We want you to have it with us. We want to know that in 20 years, you're still going to be, if you have the money, forking over your $1,000 or your percentage of your profits, or we want these to be lifetime connections, that we're taking care of each other for a lifetime. In a hotline environment, yeah, for the dollar a minute thing, you're right. It's going to be initially where it's. But the idea is to switch over from the phone number to the long-lasting connections. Oh, I'm being called. Hold on a second. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little bit tired. So, it's much easier to do this when we're actually two people talking to us. Anyways, dear AI, I hope that's enough useful information to help me create that ad. And if you're a person who's listening in and sharing this, I hope that's enough reason to convince you of why you should start with calling the phone number, or send your contact information to our PayPal or our Cash App. Let us know that you are serious about wanting to do one of the group calls. Or not group calls, the one-on-one calls, or group call. Let us know which one you're more interested in. I would like to have a $150 minimum per hour, or a $300 for 3 hours, or $500 for 5 hours, or $1,000 for whatever you want to do that day. Anytime. Just be on call that day with you. That would be my ideal right now. May change later. May in the future. Next week it might be $10,000. This particular day, this is the prices that I think sound reasonable to me. But if you disagree and you want to put in your 2 cents of what you are willing to do today, or what you're capable of doing today, and if I have the time and availability, we'll do it. So. Send at least $20 so that we know you're actually serious to the Cash App or the PayPal, so that we know that you'd like to do something. Or try the paper minute. I really do want to try some of these paper minute things. Really think that sounds exciting, that somebody would call that and actually fork over $5 to chat. If you really want to do a intimate thing on the hotline at that one, yeah, I'll give it a shot. We're paying by the minute for $5 a minute, I'll give it a shot if you're on there. But if you don't make it comfortable for me, then we're not likely to ever switch over to the Zoom thing, so that would probably stay in the $5 thing. Let's see, let's get comfortable with each other. So give a call, leave a message when I can call you back, because most likely I won't see it call until it's too late. So you just leave your phone number and I'll call you back on that one. Or send your contact information where you'd like me to contact you via the PayPal or Cash App. One of the reasons why doing the PayPal and Cash App I think is a much better way than getting your email through one of those little email things. Because you have to actually freaking be serious enough to give me your email. You have to actually, even if it's there was one guy who just gave us a penny. And I did contact him. I ended up not doing anything with him because he couldn't afford anything at all. And he wanted, full-time. He wanted lifetime membership kind of stuff without paying anything. I'm like, no, you got to care for the people. He wanted to do one of our dominatrix services. You got to pay for your dom to have a life, to be able to exist. So you got to want to help us to exist. That is the catch. But I'm willing to work with you for now. Maybe later on I might be a little more I only have so much time. So for right now, the highest bidders will get the first priority, and the lowest bidders I'll work with you if I have time. Unless the highest bidders are assholes, and then I'd rather work with the lowest bidder. But It's a combination of many factors. How much you can afford, what your personality's like, do we trust you, do we get along, is it toxic in the situation, is it mutually beneficial for both of us? All right. Yeah, mutually beneficial does not mean do you get sex. Mutually beneficial means do you walk away feeling, yeah, oops, hold on. We want you to feel, we want you to feel, feel. Preferably feeling good. It's better than feeling sucky. But if you're going to feel sucky, we want you to feel comfortable feeling sucky. Yeah, so that was 55 minutes of your life listening about me. Do you want another 55 minutes that's paid for? So I actually talk to you directly instead of just through this YouTube channel. Be a part of something bigger than yourself. Don't be embarrassed. Just try it out, you know? Like, the worst that can happen is, well, you don't have enough money. And I say no because I don't have enough time or energy. Or the worst that could happen is that you do have enough money and you treat me like you're, like, abusive or something, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not comfortable with that. But the worst that's going to happen is that it's not compatible and you move on to the next person that's willing to help, that inspires you. And that's okay. And life moves on. All right. Practice your ABCs. Practice your 4As. Love you. Be good to each other, people. Bye. Oh, and remember to take a deep breath. I hate saying goodbye. I really do. Just talk forever, couldn't we? All right. Talk to you later.